We had a murderous dictator, Gaddafi, who had American blood on his hands, as I'm sure you remember, threatening to massacre large numbers of the Libyan people. Our response, which I think was smart power at its best, is that the United States will not lead this. We will provide essential, unique capabilities that we have, but the Europeans and the Arabs had to be first over the line. We did not put one single American soldier on the ground in Libya. And I'll say this for the Libyan
American
people.
citizens did lose their lives in Benghazi.
But I'll get to that. But I think it's important, since I understand Senator Webb's very strong feelings about this, to explain where we were then and to point out that I think President Obama made the right decision at the time.
As Hilary Clinton was last night pressed to defend her track record on Benghazi, a Republican group released a scathing new ad, hitting Mrs. Clinton with suggestions that she ignored the calls for help that night. It is running in several swing states, and it ran during during the debate last night. And here it is.
Dear Hilary Clinton, I'd like to ask you why you ignored calls for help in Benghazi, and then 4 Americans were murdered.
I'd like to know why you lied, saying the attack was a response to an internet video.
I'd like to hear why you tried to silence the Benghazi whistleblower.
But Mrs. Clinton, I can't. What difference does it make?
Ambassador Stevens' grave at the end there. Joining me now is the chairman for the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Congressman Jason Chaffetz. It's good to see you tonight.
Thanks, Megan.
Wow. So Mrs. Clinton's spokesman for her campaign has called this ad disgusting. And the Democrats on the Benghazi committee came out and called on Chairman Gowdy to pull the ad, to use his authority to pull it immediately, and saying those images of his grave are being used without permission. Is he? Do they have a point?
You don't suppress the First Amendment. We have a First Amendment right to speak and offer political speech. So no, it's those questions. I think America has those questions. Why is it that they were left in this death trap that we call Benghazi? Why did they do the work ahead of time? Why did they not answer those calls for help? And then why did she for weeks lead the American people to believe that it was a video that was not playing itself out in Libya? That was not the truth.
You know, one interesting thing about her talking about the situation on the ground in Libya before, very proudly, standing by smart policy at its best. That's one of the issues that Congress is investigating. Why were we so not present? Why were we so relaxed? Why didn't we protect the embassy better, understanding the threat? Were we trying to make it look like there was no problem when, in fact, we knew based on the intel that there was?
Well, first of all, if you want to go to war, then you go to the Congress. The president went to the United Nations. That's where he said he got the permission. You go. You know what we need to do? We need to call a war. We need to call terrorists. We need to call treaties in this country. But she should have come to the Congress and made that case, because she didn't go to the American people. And they did. I actually went to Tripoli literally days after the attack. I was the first member of Congress there. Not the smartest thing I ever did. But it was so insecure. They wouldn't let me spend the night there. But they let the ambassador spend the night there.
But she declares it over. I mean, she is using that Kevin McCarthy comment, suggesting that this committee is political, or that it succeeded in bringing her poll numbers down, as the end of the matter.
The Republicans didn't set up her own private email. The Republicans didn't transfer classified information across that.
But she thinks everything is done. She says I've been investigated by 7 different committees, including some with Republicans heading them up, and I have been exonerated on this issue. It
was just this past Friday, Megan, that literally, for the first time, the committee got Ambassador Stevens' emails. This past Friday. They've been hiding this stuff for years.
The State Department has not released those until last week?
They did not get those. We've had them for less than a week now. I mean, that's how bad it is. Until the State Department, the Department of Defense, and the White House can certify to the American people that they have given all the documents, not a percentage, not a certain number, all of the documents to the committee, why should the committee stop?
But here's my question for you. This Benghazi happened before the 2012 re-election of Barack Obama. It was out there, and it was out there big.
Yeah.
Didn't bring him down, didn't stop him from getting reelected. Why would it stop her?
Well, it's all about truth and candor, and what would she do as a president and commander-in-chief? But the question before Congress is not about the election. The question is, how did we create this situation? How did they get into this position where 4 Americans were killed? As a nation, we are self-critical. That's what we do, and we need to find the truth.
Yep, and we'll watch her testify later on this month, and hopefully the members of Congress will actually ask questions this time instead of grandstanding like we saw the last time. He's not on the committee, so I won't hold you responsible. Great to see you.
Thank you.